2026 could be the year that makes or breaks Keir Starmer's political career. But is he really ready for the fight ahead, or is his leadership hanging by a thread?
Welcome to Power and Policy UK, your go-to channel for the latest political insights, analysis, and in-depth breakdowns of the events shaping the United Kingdom. Today, we're taking a closer look at Keir Starmer and the turbulent year of 2026, a year that could define his career and the future of the Labour Party. From economic struggles to internal party divisions, we'll explore the challenges, the controversies, and the moments that could make or break his leadership.
Stay tuned as we unpack everything you need to know about Starmer's political journey this year.
The political landscape of the United Kingdom has never been short of surprises, but 2026 has truly tested the resilience of one of the most prominent figures in British politics, Keir Starmer. As the leader of the Labour Party, Starmer entered this year with a clear mission to solidify Labour as a credible alternative to the Conservative government and to rebuild trust with voters who had grown weary of political instability.
However, as the year draws to a close, the question that dominates political conversations across the country is this: will Starmer's career survive 2026? The year began with cautious optimism for Labour supporters. Starmer had spent the latter half of 2025 positioning himself as a disciplined and serious leader, contrasting the often turbulent tenure of his predecessors. Early polls suggested that Labour was steadily gaining ground, particularly among urban voters and younger demographics who were concerned about issues such as housing, climate policy, and the future of work in a post-Brexit economy. Analysts were quick to note that 2026 would be the true litmus test of Starmer's ability to translate public approval into tangible political power. But the optimism was soon tempered by a series of unexpected challenges. First came the economic turbulence. The UK economy, already fragile from post-pandemic recovery efforts and ongoing global supply chain disruptions, experienced slower than expected growth in the first quarter. Inflation remained stubbornly high, hitting household budgets hard and fueling widespread discontent. As opposition parties scrambled to respond, Starmer faced increasing pressure to present a coherent economic strategy that could appeal to both traditional Labour voters and the crucial swing constituencies in the Midlands and south of England. Critics were quick to highlight perceived inconsistencies in his messaging, questioning whether Starmer could balance progressive promises with economic pragmatism. In addition to economic concerns, Starmer had to navigate a particularly contentious political climate. Brexit's long shadow continued to influence debates on trade, immigration, and regulatory policy. Meanwhile, high-profile scandals within local councils and regional administrations provided ammunition for political opponents eager to paint Labour as untrustworthy or out of touch. Starmer's responses were measured, almost clinical, but some commentators argued that his reserved style risked making him appear detached from the everyday struggles of ordinary voters. Despite these hurdles, Starmer had some notable successes. His party continued to make gains in key local elections, signaling that Labour's base was still loyal and motivated. Starmer also managed to articulate a clear stance on foreign policy, particularly regarding tensions in Eastern Europe and the ongoing UK-US relations post-Brexit. His speeches emphasized a careful, fact-based approach to diplomacy, contrasting sharply with the more populist rhetoric that sometimes dominates the political arena.
These moments of clarity allowed Starmer to maintain credibility among more moderate voters and reaffirmed his reputation as a thoughtful, policy-focused leader. However, perhaps the most significant challenge of the year came from within the Labour Party itself. Factions loyal to the party's left-wing vision, inspired by figures who had shaped Labour during the Corbyn era, began to voice dissatisfaction with what they saw as Starmer's cautious and centrist approach. Internal debates over party direction, policy priorities, and electoral strategy became increasingly public, amplified by social media and partisan news outlets. Starmer's ability to navigate these internal divisions without alienating key constituencies became a defining feature of his 2026 leadership challenge. By mid-year, political commentators were speculating about the long-term implications of Labour's trajectory. Would Starmer be able to solidify a broad coalition of voters in time for the next general election? Could he fend off challenges both from the right-wing opposition and from within his own party? These questions were no longer hypothetical. They were shaping the narrative of the year and dominating headlines. Public perception played a critical role as well. Starmer's careful and measured demeanor, while respected in some quarters, was criticized by others as lacking charisma or emotional resonance. Political analysts noted that in an era of social media-driven campaigns and soundbite politics, connecting with voters on a human level was just as important as presenting a strong policy platform. Starmer's challenge, therefore, was not only to win elections, but to convince the electorate that he understood their daily struggles and shared their concerns. As the year progressed toward its close, Starmer's fortunes remained mixed. Labour showed strength in urban areas and among younger voters, but struggled to make significant inroads in rural constituencies and parts of the country where economic anxiety and cultural issues dominated political discourse. Public debates over healthcare, education, and energy policy further highlighted the challenges of translating national popularity into electoral success. Starmer's leadership style, while consistent, was continually tested against the unpredictable nature of political events and voter sentiment. So, will Keir Starmer's career survive 2026? The answer is far from straightforward. On one hand, he has demonstrated resilience, policy expertise, and an ability to maintain party cohesion in difficult circumstances. On the other hand, he faces enduring criticism over his leadership style, voter connection, and the party's ability to deliver a compelling narrative to a divided electorate. One thing is clear. Starmer's political future is still very much in play, and the decisions he makes in the coming months will likely define not just his career, but the trajectory of the Labour Party for years to come. For political observers, 2026 has served as a stark reminder that leadership is as much about perception and adaptability as it is about experience and strategy. Keir Starmer's challenge will be to navigate this complex landscape with skill and decisiveness, proving that he can not only survive the year but emerge stronger on the other side. Whether he succeeds may ultimately hinge on his ability to balance principle with pragmatism, intellect with empathy, and policy with public engagement. As we look back on this pivotal year in British politics, one fact is undeniable. 2026 will be remembered as a test of leadership, resilience, and political acumen. And for Keir Starmer, the coming months may well determine whether he cements his place as a transformative leader or faces a career-defining crossroads that will challenge everything he has worked for. That's it for today's deep dive here on Power and Policy UK. Keir Starmer's 2026 has been full of challenges, but his political future is still very much in play. What do you think? Will he survive and strengthen his leadership, or is this the year that changes his career forever? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Give this video a like if you found it insightful, and make sure to subscribe to Power and Policy UK for more expert analysis on UK politics, policy and power moves.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.